Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 36 of the Hrudai Chetan Show podcast. Today, I am in conversation with Dr. G. Shashidhara sir, a pediatrician, author, and a founder of the Center for Scientific Spirituality, which I am in love with every second, every moment in my life, with decades of medical expertise and a lifelong guest for truth. He bridges science and spirituality to show us the power of living in the present. This episode will inspire you to rise beyond limitations, embrace your universal nature, and discover practical spiritual solutions for everyday life. Are you ready to bring on Dr. G. Shashidhara, sir? Yes. Hello, sir. Welcome and namaste. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I am doing well, dear. Namaste. Very good
Namaste.
evening.
Very good morning, sir. So let's look forward to having a wonderful conversation with you today. And yes, we are going to learn something new today and also discover new. So let's get started, sir. How are you doing today? And are you excited to begin this podcast?
Yes, dear.
Yes, sir.
You are making me to get excited.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. So, what was your childhood like growing up in a family deeply rooted in spirituality?
See, my childhood, full of pujas and prasadas. I used to enjoy a lot of prasadas and lot of rituals in the house because my father was a Guruji
Hmm.
and he had a lot of pupils.
Hmm.
Our house was like just like a temple where too many people used to come and do so many rituals, and we enjoyed that in our childhood.
Hmm. What was your first, wow moment and favorite moment on yours when you were in your childhood?
Favorite moment is just getting excited when we are doing some scientific experimentation, as well as when in the high school 1977, I think, ninth standard, when a scientist came and gave a speech. I asked a question how whether anybody has broken the proton, because those days in 1977 it is very very new. The splitting an atom itself was a great those days. So that was the exciting moment where I was elevated, including our headmaster Nanjundaya used to prize me. All the teachers used to pat me. So that's what a little scientific background, which made me think of all this in my future.
Hmm. As a child, were you more inclined towards science, spirituality, or both?
No, first is spirituality. That is my passion
Hmm.
because I was born and brought up there.
Hmm.
I want to make it very, very simple for whole society. That is my main aim.
Hmm.
And spirituality is first, science is second.
Wow. And how do you see spirituality as, and how can you define spirituality?
See, the word spirituality, spirit is there.
Mm,
The whole existence is out of spirit.
mm,
There is something like outer spirit, what we experience, you know, what we experience, the outer present, what we have. And the inner present or the inner spirit, which is science wise, it is atomic stuff. We
mm,
call that as quantum field in our modern science. Our
mhm,
Center for Scientific Spirituality calls it as quantum essence, from
mm.
where the wave, particle, time, space, everything comes out.
Okay. Wow, great. So, Did you ever question life, existence, or the meaning of truth during your younger years?
Definitely, throughout my life,
Mhm.
what is that ultimate truth which is hiding in life? As a human being, why I was born
Mm,
and how I can explore those through spirituality first and then including the science the second.
mm, right. Who was your biggest role model in your childhood and how did they shape your values?
See, my father was my role model
Mm,
because he used to conduct in almost 50 years 3 days he used to accumulate lot of pupils
mm,
and make a meditation for all the 3 days, providing them some food and milk and banana and all for
mm,
3 days. And he used to say it is for universal peace, it is for Vishwa Shanti, for universal peace he used to say. And he is very fond of universal human being,
mhm,
which I used to think if all these things can be possible through the science, I can put it across to the whole globe.
mm, right. Wow. Looking back, do you think your childhood environment planted the seeds for your vision of scientific spirituality?
Yes, my education, basically, I told you in the high school, there is a uh, inspiration from the scientists.
Mhm,
And in the house, spirituality is part and parcel of our life. So every day, sometimes, what is truth of life, what is happiness, what is life, God, what is the devil, how we have to lead our life, all those questions in the house has created science and spirituality together in my environment.
right. See, now we have different situations in our life that we face every single day. So, do you think there should be a logic behind every situation in life?
Everything has cause and effect, dear.
Hmm, right. So,
Everything has cause and effect. That's why I am telling you scientific spirituality. See, we need to understand spirituality well. Spirituality means wholeness. The spirit or the present has wholeness. The outer present, inner present, both together is whole. Outer spirit, inner spirit. Wholeness is spirit only. Then outer self, what we have, the physical body, psychological body, as well as the emotional body, and eco self, we say. That I'll come and discuss later. Eco self means, when you stand in the space station and see, the whole earth will be seen like just a blue colored ball,
hmm,
where there is no you and me there. There's no tree separate, there's no cloud separate. We're all in the one blue color ball. That we call it as eco self. So these four are our outer self. The inner self is that atomic stuff which is beyond time and space. That inner self, this is not a something philosophical we are talking about it. It is scientific. Every day you undergo deep sleep. In that deep sleep, no time and space, nothing
hmm, right.
Okay. So even when you are in the intrauterine life,
Mhm,
9 months you came to this planet. In 9 months you are inside whole outside ecosystem we don't know.
hmm,
So no question of our emotions, body, mind, nothing I know. I'm just in a pure self. So we have five selves. Four outer self, one is inner self. Okay. So for outer self, I think we need to give a clarity, because otherwise the self-realization plays very, very important role in self-regulation,
mhm,
especially for today's youngsters. So physical self, psychological self, which is mind, the emotional self, the eco self, and the inner, the self which we call it as pure self. So this self-realization is very, very important in spirituality. And we should clear-cut clarity should be there. What is spirituality? What is spiritual culture? See, in the
Mm.
outer present or in the outer self, we have lot of religions.
Yeah.
If you are born in India, in South India, Rama, Krishna, so many gods will come into
Mm.
picture. If you are born in a Gulf country, Allahu Akbar, I'll pray, culture. I respect that. In the similar way, if you are in the Christian house, Christianity.
Mm.
So the spirituality is something which you have to carry both. So the inner self, which is just a pure self without any attachment, that is your real state. How you came to
Mm.
this planet, intrauterine life, and newborn state. As a pediatrician, I've seen that. So self-realization plays a very, very important role in
Mm.
understanding for today's world.
Wow, beautiful, sir. Mind blowing. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Yeah. That same advice is, clarity of truth is important for children or for the youths, where what really exists is the present. In the present, there is outer present. Outer present has lot of spiritual culture. You adapt that also. The inner self is the reality, ultimate truth, the quantum essence or quantum field from where everything comes out. Today's modern physics says whose of the quantum world is natural world. So everything is started from the quantum level, the quantum field level. So that is for today's science. So basically understand the present, which has a wholeness, and live in the present. That is what the youngsters or anybody has to do.
Wow.
Live in the present.
Yes. How
That
can
is
people live
spirituality.
in the present, sir?
Yeah, the wholeness. Wholeness of the present.
Yeah. How can people live in the present?
See, anything which is past based is a past based life.
Mm.
That creates suffering,
Yes.
fear, anxiety. Today's lot of problems are there. This is all out of living in the past or anxious about the future.
Mm.
So, if you really live in the present, the past has to be understood properly. What is that past? The
Mm.
past, if you are born in a Gulf country, you will be having a different kind of mind. If you are born in a Christianity, you will have a different. If you are born in America, different kind of mind. So the mind is something which is cultivated, which we have programmed. That
Mm.
we need to understand.
Yes.
Once if you are able to understand that past-based mind, then you can live in the present easily.
Mm.
So living in the present itself is spirituality.
Yeah. So don't live like a prisoner for yesterday's memories and don't live like a slave for tomorrow's worries. So
Yeah.
just live in the present
Yeah.
and just move forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
How did your upbringing in a spirituality rooted in your family shape your search for truth?
So it is actually repetition. The upbringing, because we had lot of rituals, which is also like any other ritual. Anybody will follow different rituals depending on their culture. Like that, I also had a culture. But I have given importance for the ultimate truth. What is that? Through the science. That's why it is applicable to the whole society, to the whole globe. So, through the science, please understand the spirituality. The wholeness is spirituality.
Mm.
The outer truth is outer spirit. The inner truth is inner spirit.
Mm.
So be in the truth or be in the present or be in the spirit. That's why you are spiritual. So spiritual dimension is that inside. What? The atomic stuff, empty like pure self, which you experience during deep sleep as well as during meditation, during intra-eternal life. It's natural. 6 to 8 hours you sleep. So you are in the pure self. That is there always in the background. That is the spiritual dimension. Outside is spiritual culture. So you adapt both together. The outer present, spiritual culture, the inner present, spirituality dimension. Both together is spirituality. So wholeness has to be given importance.
Mm. If someone is just beginning their spiritual journey, what's the first step they should take?
So, see, spiritual journey means we need to identify unique worth within you. There is a unique worth. One more Hrudai Chetan can I get in this whole universe?
No.
Not possible. It's the creator has done such a wonderful creation. So you are unique, you are special, you are creative. Only we need to identify what are all the intelligences I am unique, what are all the way where I can be stress free, what is that which gives me thirst. That is unique worth within you. That is your purpose in life. Paropakarartham idam shariram. It has to be, you have to create, helping others. This is there to do some service to the others or create a purpose and blossom. The purpose of your existence you need to identify. So that identification is the real thing we have to identify and progress.
Right. How can we look at spirituality beyond religion, caste, or social labels?
See, this caste, religion, we are all unique outside. We are all different religion, different caste, different, but united inside. United inside. You are also made up of atomic stuff. I am also made up of atomic stuff. This whole stuff is made up of atomic stuff. So we are all united inside, unique outside. That uniqueness is a spiritual culture where all these ABCD, religion, caste, all those things comes into picture. That is only a partial truth. Don't get stick on to that. This is only partial truth. That's why spirituality means wholeness. You have to stick on to both. You are united inside. That is more important. Don't separate. He is a Muslim. He is a Christian. Don't separate. I am a Hindu. All those things are all programmed. Spiritual culture. Be scientific. Be bold enough to talk like this. Otherwise, spirituality you cannot understand if you get stuck to some conditioning. You need to come out of the conditioning, examine scientifically. You only decide what is that you are doing. Don't get stuck to conditioning. I get emotional. Sorry, dear.
No problems. Yeah. So this is what people should learn, and they should get this awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awareness of both outer truth and inner truth. Inner truth is atomic stuff or quantum essence, which is beyond time and space. The outer truth, with time and space, we play the world.
Yes. What is your vision for bringing spirituality into schools, families, and society?
See, dear, ignorance is the major cause for the suffering. If you are able to bring out the truth in existence, if everyone understands spirituality and follows spirituality, no question of all these conflicts, and suffering also will come down. So for schools and colleges, especially for the youngsters, we wanted to make it more physically strong, emotionally strong, mentally strong, ecologically strong. So we can create an environment for these children in a beautiful way if they realize the self, five self, physical self, psychological self, mind, The emotional self, echo self, which are all the outer self. The inner self is pure self. Once if you realize this, you can handle, it is like a user's manual. Once if you are able to understand what is self, once if you realize, you can regulate self like emotional. Why? Especially youngsters. No, I want bike. Take bike and go and get accident and lie down in the hospital. Because emotional control is not there. I
Yes.
get anger. I come and do some damage to you. I'll end up in jail. So the emotions, we need to understand how emotions are created. How emotions, it comes from billions of years from this thing from genes. 99% we carry that animal genes. Only 1% we have a higher emotions. All are lower emotions. Lower emotions?
Mm.
Anger, aggression, sex, producing lot of marriages or siblings. Huh? So that's all lower emotions. As a human being, we have developed the brain well, and that we have to use to serve paropakarathamidam shariram. Kindness, compassion, altruism, all those things you can, love, happiness, you can give. Paropakarattam idam shariram. You can create that through the higher emotions. So I don't know where I'm going. Okay, I'll stop
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Wow. What are some simple daily practices that can help us connect with our inner self?
See, the inner self is what? Where there is no time and space. If you are in the stillness, if you just be in the still for a few minutes, once if you stay still in the body, the mind also gets stilled. So that stillness you can achieve through spirituality, meditation, spiritual journey. There are so many methodologies which we can discuss in one or the other way, another time. Okay. So then we can do meditation, we can do spiritual journey, we can go for deep sleep. Today, 75% of illnesses are coming because of the sleep is altered. You are into the digital world. You are caught up. You are addicted nowadays. So once if you are able to get back your sleep well, that is spirituality, dear. Deep sleep. You are in that pure self. So getting back your pure self is the solution for tomorrow's, 30 to 40% of people are going for depression, mentally disturbed, unrest. For all these solutions is spirituality.
Mm.
That just a deep sleep in spirituality is good enough to create more than 75% of the problems.
Mm. Right. How
You
can
should enjoy sleep. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. How can spirituality help someone who feels lost or stuck in life?
This lost or stuck in life is basically suffering because you are either stuck to past or to the future.
Mm.
In the present, you are very, very fine. Unless there is a physicality, physical pain or physical injury or physical illness,
Mm.
mentally, whatever the terminologies you are using, these are all because of the mind which is past based or future based.
Mm. Yes.
Okay.
What is meant by body spirituality?
See, truth in the body. How to take care of the body, physical self. I have written a book on scientific spirituality, physical self, by taking lot of fruits, vegetables, taking more, lot of liquids, liquids is the mainstay. Why BP, sugar, so many things are coming out more is because the lot of liquids is required.
Yes.
Especially the dehydration is happening without knowing. So one is because it is 70% of whole body, it can detox very well. So a lot of liquids, vegetables and fruits, according to WHO, 400 grams of vegetables, fruits is required every day. At the same time, balanced nourishment, we say. What is that balanced nourishment? Balanced nourishment is the the source is from all the five elements. Like, for example, earth element, good balanced diet is required. Air element, breathing exercise is required. Today's world, pranayam is must, yoga is must. Then sunlight is required, fire element. Then water element, I told lot of water. That can itself is detox. Then space element, meditation. You need to space between the thoughts. You need to go back to your original state.
Mm.
You need to go for silence. Silence is a simple methodology where you can adapt spirituality.
Mm.
Stillness, meditation. These are all everyday requirement for today.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Because we are living in this digital world, this is a must for each and every person who is a teenager and who may be an adult also, right? So, yes. How can daily activities like walking or bathing be practiced as meditation?
Yeah. See, meditation means the wholeness awareness. You got it? The wholeness awareness. Whatever you are eating, like for example, take a small amount of sweet, sip by sip, slowly, awarefully enjoy.
Mm.
You know, we do some puja and all, naivedya and all we keep just to create a for sensory, happiness. It is being created. We do all those things just as a ritual. It is of no use much actually. You need to give a pleasure to this whole sensory system also.
Mm.
Don't get caught. It is a transient. It will not last longer. But that
Mm.
doesn't mean that you should ignore this. You need to, puja they do, naivedya we do for food.
Mm.
Gandha, we like that nice smell is required. Huh? What is required? We need to listen to. We need to see beautiful, alankara and other things. It's all basically everything is a meditation. We need to be awareful. When there is a attention paying on the awareness, the wholeness of awareness, enjoy it. That itself is a meditation. We need not sit and do. Nothing is required. Eating, like for example, sweet meditation.
Mm.
Eat sweet slowly. Don't look at the TV and the whole tumbler of sweet is gone. You don't know. You're not tasted. You are looking at the TV, but
Mm.
that inside all sweets has gone inside. Instead of that, be awareful. Slowly, slowly, small amount like that. Eating. Enjoy the food. Don't give your attention on something. That's why the awareness is more important. Aliveness, awareness, attention is the basic requirement of this meditation.
Yes, absolutely. What lifestyle habits should be avoided to maintain body spirituality?
No, anything excess is a trouble for the body. Anything excess. If you eat more, if you sleep more, if sedentary lifestyle, we need to keep in mind. We need to be moderation.
Yeah. Why is the mind called the cultivated dimension?
I told you, you know, the mind is nothing but interpretation of thoughts, flow of thoughts. If newborn baby, if I show like this, Rama, Krishna, or Jesus Christ, or Kaaba stone, nothing, it cannot identify anything.
Mm.
It is not yet programmed, it is not yet conditioned there.
Mm.
So you came to this planet like that.
Yeah.
Later, the mind starts developing. This is eyes beta, this is hair beta, this is skin mava beta, this is uncle beta, this is auntie beta. All those things we start programming. And
Mm.
the mind cultivated. We cultivate. Because that's why a newborn baby, if I take a rifle and show like this, he doesn't bother. Not even vision has developed in a newborn baby.
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So definitely mind is a cultivated or programmed state. Don't get confused to the emotional genes which we carried from the billions of centuries. That is different. In the brain we have emotions. Sometimes interaction baby may make a galata and all those things you may that's all not due to mind. It's just a instinctive because of the genetic memory in the body.
Yes. Yeah. So when we come to emotion spirituality, what
Yeah.
is the difference between lower emotions and higher emotions?
Yeah, I think it's a repetition again. The emotions which are we have derived 99% from a genetic memory from the animals, from billions of centuries, we have carried those genes which has aggression, fighting, survival instincts, all those things, aggression, fighting, producing lot of offsprings, each dog or each this thing, it produces a good number. Sex is a lower emotions. So that we carry 99% genetic memory is there with us.
Mm.
That sometimes comes out as a survival mechanism. That's okay, fine. But we need to be alert. As a spiritual person, there is a higher emotions,
Mm.
kindness, compassion, love, happiness, giving, receiving, beautiful things which we can do as a human being. You need to identify unique worth within you and blossom that. So these are all higher emotions.
Mm. Right. So tell me
Okay.
one technique that you have mentioned in your scientific spirituality book.
Simple technique is silence.
Mm.
Silence meditation, we say,
Mm. Right.
where you are aware of outer truth
Mm.
plus the inner truth, whether you like it or not, that is already there inside.
Mm.
You need not manipulate at all. It is center is more real than the periphery. The
Mm.
center is the inner self, atomic stuff, or the inner truth, or inner spirit, or inner self. So you can call in a different name, but it's all the same and it doesn't have any words. This language I'm using, that's all in the outer truth. But the inner truth do not have any label. It is just like this, a being state without interpretation.
Mm.
Okay.
Right.
So
Yeah. So how does
this
the
is
prince?
one.
Huh.
How
Right.
does?
Yeah. What does the principle of a drop in the ocean apply to eco spirituality?
Okay. See, today ecosystem is getting spoiled because of mining, because of putting a lot of bore wells, cutting the trees, because of human, uh, profitability factors.
Mm.
So Prakriti, every thought, every action, every feeling has a ripple effect on everything because we are dealing with the quantum field
Mm.
where like a simple one drop of water in the ocean, how it matters.
mm,
In the similar way, every thought, every action, every feeling has a ripple effect on the whole system. Prakriti becomes Vikruti if you do not take care properly. Each and every thought has a reaction because we are dealing with the inner self, what we call it as the quantum science.
mm.
Okay.
Right. So
So
what is
nature
this?
will take care of us
Yeah,
if we take care of nature.
yes. What is the ultimate aim of eco spirituality?
Eco spirituality, no, spirituality means you should be able to get in joyfulness out of it.
Mm,
Spiritual means, in our days, my father's name is Gaganananda. My father's guru name is Ramananda,
mm,
Nirmalananda, Sachidananda. There are so many Anandas. The spirituality is equal, synonymous with happiness. So it should induce happiness in you.
mm,
So the spirituality, once if it induces happiness, 75% of the illnesses will disappear, dear.
mm,
Whatever you are doing, that itself, like eco spirituality, where if you just go out, walk around, while walking, most of the time you are thinking, psychological being you become. You don't see the beautiful trees, you don't see beautiful flowers, you don't see each and every leaf is different. And the background, every house is unique outside. You need not be yours. It is unique. You appreciate and celebrate. Once if you start appreciating and celebrating the whole ecosystem, you develop eco happiness. That
mm.
we wanted to include in eco spirituality, how to take care of ecosystem and how to get happiness out of spirituality means you should get happiness out of it.
Yes.
Okay. So a
Ab-
similar way, I've explained the body spirituality where body happiness,
yes.
mind spirituality, mind happiness, emotional spirituality, emotional happiness, pure self spirituality, pure self happiness.
Mm,
So you should be able to get holistic happiness, which is eco-friendly. Very, very important. It should
yes.
not hurt or harm anybody or anything.
Yes, absolutely, yes. This is just amazing. Yeah, we are going in depth and understanding the truth of life that we have never got an opportunity to hear this out. And this is where people can learn from and also hear the truth, right? And get that conscious mind and program their self. When we move down
Absolutely.
to teens, talking about teenagers. You
Yeah.
have also written on scientific spirituality solutions for teens. What unique challenges do teenagers face today, and how can spirituality help?
Actually, we are all once the spiritual, teens has to understand we are all conditioned first of all.
Mm,
The second thing is they need to identify unique worth within them
mm,
and blossom throughout their life.
mm,
Once if you identify unique worth within, there is no comparison, no frustration, nothing. You cannot compare with others. You are unique. Like Hrudai Chetan is unique. Unique worth is inside. In this small age, he is able to give a podcast for me. So nice. So thankful to you. So, this will not come for all the youngsters. For your teenage, nobody will talk about spirituality. People think spirituality it is for the elders. No, spirituality is a science. We need to adapt from the beginning so that we develop self-regulation, so that the pure self is inside. Through that, all the four self, like physical self, psychological self, emotional self, you can regulate. That is very, very important for teenagers. Today, they're all caught up in the mind. Digital detox is required. The mind world, social media, internet addiction. The solution is spirituality, where you can control the other force self from the within. That we need to educate. That's why I told you ignorance is the major factor. That's why the teenagers need to understand. That's why schools and colleges education is more important.
Yes, absolutely. So, what role do parents play in guiding children towards a balanced life of science and spirituality?
They need to start their education from the early childhood. The
Mm,
parent should have a self realization. Then only the child can be influenced. If
mm,
they are conditioned, if they are caught up in a small, narrow mind, definitely the child cannot come out. So, what is required? Self realization for parents. Once if they are able to understand the self realization, then they can inculcate in the children's easily. They need to understand all the five self properly. They should properly put every occasion. See, for example, in the TV media, there is something which is coming. Somebody has done rape and gone into the jail. So that indicates, see, he is caught up in the emotion. He did not control the emotion. If you are not able to control the emotion, what is the result?
yeah,
So the regulation, once if you are in the center is pure self. The
yeah,
outer self is the periphery. The outer self we need to control. That's very, very important for youngsters, teenagers.
yes,
Because they want a bike, they go and get dashed and land up in the hospital. Once if they lose the parts, it cannot be replaced further. Hmm?
yes. I,
It's not like a vaginal. They can adapt super,
yeah.
nowadays there is a lot of technology, but it is not vaginal.
Why do I feel confused about who I really am?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, teenagers feel confused about who I really am.
That's why the self realization, self education is very, very important. We need to
Mm,
clear cut view. Who am I? I, the physical self is body.
mm,
The I, the mental self is psychological self. Then the I, emotional self. The I, this echo self, which I told you on space station. Once if you look, you are the echo self. You are not separate. Every breath we are taking billions of atoms from the cloud.
mm,
And if you take a deep breath, billions of atoms from the tree,
mm,
lot of nitrogen and the other materials from the soil. So you're all interdependent, interconnected. You are one self, eco self. So this self education is what is required for today. Ultimately the pure self, which is just the people do. I don't know. It is so 1/8 of your life you are spending on the deep sleep where there is no time and space. You are just that. That we ignore. Body requires sleep, it will go for sleep. It doesn't matter. But that is where we need to understand that the state, if we cultivate well through spirituality, we can, solve 90% of our problems.
mm, yes. Why do bad
Okay,
things,
self-realization is the treatment.
yeah, yeah. Why do bad things happen in life and how do I make sense of them?
Cause and effect through the science. No excuse. Whatever you have done, you have to undergo.
Mm,
Cause and effect is always there. You carry a lot of genetics. That genetics will be, like in animal way, you bring it out. Cause and effect. If you are not dominant on your brain 1%, you are not thinking about your utilizing your higher emotions, then you land up in taking all lower emotions. And lower emotions gets into troubles.
right. How
Okay,
do,
cause and effect is the main reason why bad things will happen. Because without knowing you have done something wrong somewhere, either to the ecosystem, or to the emotional system, or to the psychological system, or to the physical self. somewhere something wrong. Otherwise, simply like that, nothing can go wrong.
How do I deal with comparisons, competition, and jealousy among friends?
As I already told you, we are all unique, dear. Once if you understand your unique worth within, you are not going to compare with others. You are not to be jealousy of others. You are not going to be serious in outside world because outside world itself is different. So
Mm,
it's unique. So we need to accept the whole uniqueness.
mm,
And once if you know your unique worth, you will not have frustration, comparison.
yes.
Okay.
What is your vision
Because,
for the Center for Scientific Spirituality?
can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What is your vision for the Center for Scientific Spirituality?
The vision is to see that the whole humanity gets enlightened with the truth, ultimate truth, or the fundamental truth.
Mm,
Live in the present.
yes. How do you see spirituality contribution to a happier, more peaceful society?
As I told, spirituality itself is synonymous with happiness. We
Mm,
should be able to get happiness from all the five sources. What are the five self which I told you? Physical self, like for example, eating meditation, swimming meditation, yoga. From all the sources, you should be able to get the happiness out of it.
yes.
Then mind, like identifying unique worth, then doing something, getting what you want. You wanted ultraviolet bike, getting that. These are all psychological self happiness. Then emotional happiness, doing something good to the society, giving, serving, all those things, receiving. These are all the happiness which you get out of emotional brain.
Mm,
Then echo self, you know, I, it's a vast, all seven wonders, not seven wonders, 70 wonders are there in the whole world. It's there for you to enjoy. There's nothing wrong. You should enjoy the echo happiness, dear. That is, we are not really looking into it. We definitely, once if you come out of the digital detox, you just caught up with the social media thinking, emotions, you keep it aside, be in the nature, and you will enjoy it. Echo happiness. Then pure self, you should sleep well, be in the silence, do some spiritual journey, enjoy it. So all the five, we call it as holistic, eco-friendly happiness. It should not hurt anybody. It should not do any harm to anything. Not only person, anything. That's why eco-happiness is very, very important.
wow, super amazing, sir. So, thank you so much. So, now when we move on to the last part of this episode, and that will be rapid fire round, one word answer. So, are you excited for this round, sir?
Oh, definitely, dear.
Yeah, so let's get started. One word that defines spirituality for you,
Living in the present,
morning or night? When do you feel most connected?
night,
Your favorite book you have written?
present,
If not a doctor, what would you be?
scientist,
One habit everyone should practice daily.
silence,
Science or spirituality, which comes first?
spirituality.
A childhood memory that still inspires you.
Uh, childhood memory which still inspires you. Same thing which I told you, 1977, that
Okay.
talk, scientist talk.
One line of advice for teenagers.
Live in the present.
The biggest myth about spirituality.
It's not for elders.
If you could sum up life in one sentence, what would it be?
Live in the present.
Wow, amazing. Beautiful. This was just mind blowing. And we learned so many things from you, sir. This wasn't just a podcast episode, but an real conversation, the real truth of life that we actually discussed today. So, if this helped audience, then audience go ahead and comment below the feedback which you would want to give us so that we can celebrate together. I can share your feedback to sir and we can also have fun. So thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, sir. So what is the last message you would want to give me as well as the audience?
Identify unique worth in you and blossom that. That is your purpose of life. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Yes, thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this episode. Looking forward to have you in my next episode 37. Till then, take care and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you, dear. So nice.
Thank you.